Hello, everybody. Welcome to 2021. Oh my gosh. Hope you guys had a good couple of weeks off. I see a couple of you are already in the chat. I am so glad to see you there. Hello, Paula. Hello, Nancy. And hello, Miss Tamp. So nice to see the three of you. And I see we've got some other folks out there. If you're new to my stream, please do tell me who you are and where you're from. I'm glad to have you here. So, oh, I saw something on my face. I was like, what is that? It was black. Have you ever done that? Get ink on your face? Anyway, hello, Joni. So good to see you here. I'm glad to see all of you. Welcome back. I'm glad we made it through the holidays and we're into a new year and we're all here so far. So let's keep that streak going. So I want to go through a couple of announcements before we go on to today's project. We're doing a new stamp focus for the month, which is the Altenew Floral Sprig stamp and die set. And the die is, I've got the die around here somewhere. Oh, here it is. Haha. The die, it's just a single die. So that is our stamp set for the month. And we're going to be using that every Thursday this month, all 4 weeks. And then, of course, I've got the new thing for this year, which is the virtual private workshop. And I'm so excited about that. I've got a whole bunch of you signed up. We're going to get to see each other face to face. If you're not comfortable doing the face-to-face thing, but you still want to join, you can always join without a camera or turn your camera off or cover your camera or whatever, and you can join us and chat along too. So I'm really excited about that. So much so that we have a secret benefactor this time who graciously donated the stamp and die set and the watercolors. I had no idea I was getting the watercolors from this person too, and a class seat. So that's like $60 value. Holy moly. And that's what the link up above is for. If you go all the way up in the chat, I've got today's supplies are linked, but there's also another link there for a giveaway. And if you would sign up for that, then you could win these plus your class seat. If you've already signed up for the class, we'll work out something else. So please do sign up for the giveaway and share it amongst your friends. I want to get as many people into this class as I can. I've limited it to 20, which sounds kind of like a lot. So we'll see how that goes. But I think we're going to have a great time. I have all the projects finished. They are gorgeous. You're going to get the PDF, the full color PDF to go along with that. Plus all the 4 projects that we do this month will be in the PDF. So you're going to get all of that plus the instruction. You're going to get to be able to view the video later. I'll have it recorded and it's just going to be awesome. So thank you to everyone who's already signed up. And if you're interested in signing up, the link is down below in my description. It is the virtual private workshop or private virtual workshop, whichever way I put it, for January. And so that is out there. Anyway, so that's most of the big news. The other news is that I am doing an Altenew Academy class at the end of this month. It is called Stencils Unleashed, Advanced Stencil Techniques. And don't let the advanced stencil techniques things scare you. They are all easily attainable techniques. I'm not using any out of the ordinary products. It should be a lot of stuff that you already have, or maybe you've been interested in trying. We're going to have a great time with that. I have finished doing all of my filming, all of my photos. Everything is ready to go. Altenew is just doing all of their marketing stuff that they need to do with it, and it's going to be ready to go. I think it airs, it starts on the 21st of January. So there's also a link below. I hope I put the link below for that. If I didn't, let me know and I'll pop that in there. Oh, you know what else though? I do have a giveaway for that as well. Altenew has given me 2 class seats for the Academy giveaway. And let me pop that into the chat here. Let's see, paste. Here we go. Okay, so in the chat now is the link to my giveaway for the Altenew Academy class. So you can sign up for that one as well. I'm giving away 2 class seats for that. And that one runs, I think both of them run through next week. So get on it and share it out. The more you share, the more you like, the more entries you will have to win the giveaway. So all sorts of awesome giveaways. Yeah, Ms. Tamp, don't worry about advanced. If you have gone to any of my Zoom classes with Altenew, if you have done any projects that I've done here, you can do the stencil projects. They are not difficult. It's just thinking a little bit more outside the box with your stencils, doing a little bit of mixed media with your stencils, all sorts of really cool techniques that haven't been covered in an Altenew class yet. So I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so that is it. So glad to see you all here. I think that's it. Oh, the next stamp focus, the stamp focus for February is going to be announced not next week, but the week after. And I want to kind of get ahead on the giveaway idea. So we'll be running another giveaway towards the end of the month for the stamp and die set for that. And I don't know what it's going to be yet. I had something planned for February, but the stamp and die continue to not be available. So I'm going to have to change things up. I'll put that one aside and come up with another idea. Anyway, yay. Okay, let's go down to my hands here. I'm so glad everyone made it through the holidays. I hope you all had a good holiday and that you got everything that you wished for and maybe some crafty things too, right? Okay, so as you may or may not know, Pantone, it's a color company. They come up with colors of the year. And this year's usually it's a single color. This year's colors of the year, they picked two colors, are Ultimate Gray and Illuminating, which is a yellow color. So I decided to do a whole bunch of yellow and gray cards for this month's Altenew stamp set release. So if you saw that blog hop that came out earlier this week, check that out. There's a giveaway with that too. And then I thought for today's card, I would do another gray and yellow idea. So you'll see this color combo popping up quite a bit this month. And so here is today's card. Now this little element here, I'm going to stamp this in white or in black on white cardstock instead of this right now is heat embossed on vellum. I just happened to have this little piece in my scraps container, so I used it. And then I thought, you know what, this is going to be a lot of stuff to do anyway, so I think I'm just going to stamp this in white. And it'll give you an idea of two different looks for that. Okay. So yeah, Cece, you can catch up later. No big deal. And yeah, Sue, this is I read your comment as a good guy card, which it is, but yes, about any color goes really good with gray. So that's a really fantastic color combo all the time. So, but this is a great guys card, right? And this is what we're going to do. So let's dive into it. So we're pulling out one of my, this is an old Altenew set. It's called Superscript. I've had this. This is probably one of the first stamp sets that I got from Altenew. And I've used it a ton. I used it a ton on my my educator posts, and it seemed like I pulled it out every time I had to do an educator final. So this one just kept coming back and back and back. And I really like the way that it's written. It's a nice script font, but it's not like a common script font. Like you see a lot of like really flowy scripts. This one's got some little harder lines to it, and I really like it. So, and then it's got really nice sentiments here. They're not too small, not too big, and they work on their own too. Okay, and then it's got the dies. So let's see, what should we start with? Okay, and then our Floral Sprig. So we're not going to use any sentiments from Floral Sprig. Actually, we're not even going to use the stamp set today. We're just going to use the dies. All right, so I'm going to move that out of the way. And actually, let's just do our die cutting first, and we'll go from there. Okay, so got a card base here, standard card base. So the colors that I picked, this is a color called Narwhal. It is by Lawn Fawn. All right, and it's a really nice gray. It's kind of a warm gray. And then this color here, the darker yellow, is called Mustard. This is from Hero Arts. And then this lighter color here is called Sunshine, and it is also from Lawn Fawn. All right, so you can kind of see how those are going to stack a little bit. Oh, I need to get some foam bits. All right, so I'm going to run these guys both through my die cut machine. I have my Gemini sitting right here now. It's just on my little, my stool. We'll see how it works today. So, what goodies did you guys get for the holidays? Anything good? Anything good? I don't know. Even if it's not crafty, what was your favorite thing you got for the holidays? So one. And I'll run the second one through. You guys got quiet all of a sudden. Are you concentrating or are you doing other things? All right, so here is my second piece. All right, so we're going to use both of those. We're going to kind of stack them and offset them a little bit. These I'm actually going to save. I might do like some stenciling with them or something. That might be kind of fun. So, oh, Paula got the watercolor pencils. Yes, that is awesome. And Becca got a new pontoon. Hey, you could float the pontoon and do some crafting out on it, right? So, okay, so this is a new 3D die from Altenew. It's called Angled Mosaic. And I love that it's a 3D die because it gives me super deep impressions. So I'm going to run this narwhal through. Oh, okay. So Nancy got some artist markers because they were on sale. Yeah, they were. I'm glad you took advantage of that. Do you store them on their side or vertical? I keep them in the container. Did you get it? If you got the whole set that comes in the container, I keep them in the container on my shelf over here. So they're stored vertical, not horizontal. And they seem to be just fine. Okay, so when I have my 3D embossing folders, I take out this piece of the sandwich. This is my self-healing mat because it's so thick that it doesn't need this extra. Actually, it won't even go through. So just need to know what your sandwich is going to be. Give it a couple different tries before you run it through, and you'll figure it out. So, oh, another tip that I have about these 3D embossing folders is that because they're so thick and they make such a gorgeous deep impression. I mean, look at that. You can see the zigzags on the paper there. It is so deep. Can you see it? Look at that texture. So look at how bent that is, right? Because it's got all those little zigzags in there, right? So because it's making all these impressions, it does make your cardstock slightly smaller than it started sometimes. So if you're going to do a full size, like 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 or whatever the full size of your card is, I would make your cardstock slightly larger and then do your embossing and then trim it down. So that way you can get a perfect fit. Okay. It's not by much, but I've noticed, maybe not so much with this one, but the new one with the waves in it, what is that one called? Ribbon waves, I think. I noticed that it kind of shortened my cardstock a little bit. So, okay. Oh, we're going to need this again for our sentiment in a little bit. Okay. So gorgeous. I couldn't leave this alone though. I think it would have looked really nice if I had, just left it flat because it's got tons of texture on it. But if you want to step it up a little bit, I use my small ink blender and some obsidian ink. And I have some on here because I was just doing a little project just to make some of these pop. So I'm kind of doing an oval. In my mind, I have an oval in the center here. Oh yeah, Sue, you're gonna love the ribbon waves and the scroll embossing folders. I wasn't so crazy about the scroll one. I have it though. But I saw another artist do something really cool with it. And that made me say, oh, I can do that. And it coordinates with that new, the new dye as well. Oh, so Miss Tamp doesn't know what a pontoon is. They're fun. All right, so I just kind of gone around in a little oval-ish. Nothing particular. I got a little bit more ink on this one than I did, I think, on this one, but it all looks really great. And the thing about doing the blending afterwards is that you're going to get some different texture, right? So you see here, you've got like it gets a little dark, it's a little light. There's some spots that it doesn't even hit. It just helps highlight the pattern a little bit more versus doing the doing the blending before, and then you would have kind of more of an even look, right? Yeah, Becca, it is definitely a boat that's easier to get into. Okay, so I've got my piece here, and I've got, oh, I'm not going to do the card base yet because I need to do some splatter. And we might actually kind of rearrange this a little bit. Okay, so, oh, and you know what else? Let's add a little bit of just the tiniest bit of black on these. Now, I've never been one for just doing like a little blend on the edge of a piece of cardstock, or like taking your cardstock and just like rubbing it up against the edge of a ink pad. It always looked kind of to me. I didn't really like the look. But using these little blenders and getting just a little bit of color on the edge works so nice. I get a soft blend. You can hardly tell that there's any black on there, but you can kind of see it like here and here. But it's soft. And I think that's what I've always been looking for with an edge blend like that, is something that is soft, nothing that leaves like little bits of ink that you can kind of really see along the edges. So I think that looks really nice. And I'm really just using whatever I have left over on my blending brush. All right. All right, so there we go. So I've got a little bit of a sheen there with some black. And that's just going to help make it have a little bit more of a shadow to it. All right, so I'll pop that over. I think what I want to do, I want to move this a little bit more over to the side. You see how, I don't know. I mean, it looks good that it's all kind of put together, like with the friend kind of goes underneath and everything. The friend really was an afterthought. I was like, I need a sentiment. Oh wait, this should be a guy's birthday card. What can I fit in there? That's kind of how that worked. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to offset this, but I need to get some foams, and I don't have any over here. Okay. All right. Okay. So, did you guys make any New Year's goals or resolutions? I have a New Year's goal to send more cards to my friends. How about you guys? And along those lines, I was thinking about doing some kind of sharing incentive. So like if you send a card, you know, snap a picture of it and who you're sending it to or who you sent it to, and post it on social media, and then maybe do a giveaway with that. Thoughts? Okay, so I'm just offsetting this. See, it's, let me zoom in a little bit so you can see this. So here's our original one. So instead of putting it right on top, you could put it down and to the left, you could put it up and to the right, you could put it like in any direction to make a nice little shadow. All right, and that's all there is to it. Super easy, right? Okay, so we need to do some ink splatter. You know, okay, so I just did a video. I was just filming a video, I should say, and I just did some splatter with it, and I didn't even like keep anything out for it. Although I think I had intended on using the pigment ink. I don't even know if that's gonna work. Where did it show? I don't think it's gonna work. It's not gonna work because it's oil based. So I don't think this pigment ink, we'll find out. All right, so I'm going to add a little water to this and see. Yeah, see, because it works with watercolors, I didn't think that through, obviously. And I left my towel. Let's clean up that mess. All right, so I'll just use my jet black. No biggie. It's what it's for. Let's see. To beat Sue. Oh, to beat Sue with the card challenge. Oh, yeah, guys, a new sketch challenge is up. And that's available all month. Go. And to finish your craft room. Ooh, that sounds good. To make more and think less. Yeah, that's a good one. Awesome. Following more videos that you want to try. Okay, so I got some spatter on there. Beautiful. And Cece, I don't know if it's ever possible to finish a craft room. I thought my craft room was finished, and then I was like, oh, I have more mixed media things I need to find storage for. Oh, I need to rearrange all of these shelves. So I don't know if that's possible. Okay, so just a little. Altenew did come out with a new bone folder. It's a Teflon folder, nice and smooth. So if you need a new bone folder, it's just like the one that I had. Actually, it's a little thicker. And I like it. They sent it to me, so it says Altenew on it. So, all right, let's pop this on. All right, good. I'm glad you saw the new sketch challenge, Sue. So everybody's goal should be to enter in the sketch challenge so that Sue doesn't win again. But if Sue wins again, hey, you know, it's okay. That's what it's there for. Okay, so popping that right on. Whoa. There we go. Okay. Looking good so far. So let's do sentiment, and then we've got some dots, and honestly that finishes this card. So I thought I'd start with something kind of easy. Oh, you know, yeah, I thought I'd start with something kind of easy. I did have a thought though that if today was kind of easy, that we would start on a piece for next week. Just because honestly, I don't know how long that one's going to take. So I'm going to do the word friend. So I've got a piece of white cardstock here and a white strip. Let me move a few things out of the way. No, don't tell me it didn't cut this big enough. I swear I cut this big enough. I need to get another piece of paper. I thought that was going to be big enough. It's not. This will work. Really? It's just being a pain in the butt. Hey, that works. Excellent. Okay, so I thought I would stamp these both at the same time. Just because I can. I literally went through all of my stamps to find a happy birthday that would go the way I wanted it to. And I don't remember how I finally came across this one. I can't believe that I didn't remember about this one. Obsidian black. Craft a flower. California feelings. CAF, craft a flower. So I started off really strong with the craft of flowers, and then I have to admit I kind of got a little bored with them. They haven't really piqued my interest lately. All right, so this looks really good. I'm going to take that out. But I'm going to restamp my friend again, get it nice and dark. Oh, Teresa, are you out here? I don't think Teresa's out here. When we're done here, I want you to go over to the Altenew channel. And they just put out a video today about the Zoom classes, and they interviewed Teresa. It was so awesome. I was so happy to see her. She did such a good job too. It was very professional. So yeah, I was really happy to see some of the people that are in a lot of my craft classes with Altenew were in that video series. It was really great. So let's do some die cutting. With this one, we got to make sure that we don't lose our little dot on the eye. Yeah. See, Paula, I think it's going to be like, oh, I really like the flower. Oh, I really like the way that one looks or whatever. That is going to drive me to decide whether I want a craft a flower or not. So, or if I can come up with like all sorts of ideas just off the top of my head, then I would be like, oh yeah, I got to have that one. I guess maybe I should be that way about all of my stamps though. All right. So I run that through my die cutting machine. So now we'll get to see what this looks like a little bit slightly different with the white instead of the vellum. So the nice thing about, well, even with the vellum, it wasn't hard to adhere because I could put a lot of glue like behind the letters, obviously. So that's the trick to doing it with the vellum there, is to make sure that the glue only ends up behind the letters, not on the vellumy part. I really love vellum. I just wish there was an easier way to attach it. So you didn't see the adhesive, I should say. All right, so I'm going to pop this behind the top flower, which is why I didn't like go crazy with the adhesive squares, is I wanted to make sure that I had room to pop this in behind it. And I do kind of have to hold this down for a second because it's got to stick to some of these little pointy sections. There's not as much paper underneath for it to adhere to as there would be originally. All right, so I just got these. These are the reverse tweezers. So you squeeze them to open them up. So that way you don't have to remember to keep your hands closed. Although I'll probably do the opposite a lot, where I'll like try to open it or try to keep it closed when it already is, and then it'll open it and drop it, and you know. Worked pretty nice. All right, so I got those, and then rock collection, of course, you know, perfect gray colors for this Pantone collection. And I was kind of wondering how these would work. I literally just opened these up, but they don't. So a lot of times if I'm feeling like I can't get these off, I'll use my my other angled tweezers, but these are traditional tweezers. You have to push them closed. And so I'll push them closed and just kind of move them, and then my tweezers can maybe grab them. I used to do that with pearls a lot, but I guess that's not what I do with these. All right, third time. I will do a little pokey tool. That works too. You just get up underneath that and grab it. That works quite well. So it's nice to put a little enamel dot or sequins or whatever on an element. So 1, 2, 3. Don't feel like you have to put it, you know, here or here or here. You can put it on the element, and that just kind of pulls everything together. All right, and then we just need to pop on our happy birthday. Or you could leave off the happy birthday, and it could just say friend, right? So again, I'm going to kind of cover up the top here, and I am going to pop this up too. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, so with the paint a flower, it doesn't come with a die, right? And that kind of bothers me too. So if you had a, of course, if you had a scan and cut, you could do that. Or if you, yeah, you could draw an outline around it and then just fussy cut it. You could do that too. But they are only 5x7 stamp sets, and that's kind of what bothers me about the paint of flowers. I wish they were bigger because, you know, sometimes trying to get into that little detail area is a little hard. So Nancy, I bet you that's probably what you're talking about, is trying to get into all those nooks and crannies with the painted flowers. So we're going to do some alcohol ink coloring next week. So hopefully you'll have your markers and we can give that a try. Yeah, the Build-A-Flower is just classic though. There's so many different things you can do with those. All right, so hey, look, card is done. So there you go. So this is what it looks like with the vellum. This is what it looks like with the white. These are two different colors of cardstock. Your eyes are not deceiving you. So there you go. All right, so we are at 4:35, and like I said, today we were doing an easier card. So I'm going to show you next week's card, and I think we're going to start working on it. Just the background. So Let me just move some of this junk out of the way. I don't need any of this. Don't need these. Everything back in my caddy in front of me. I don't have to worry about it. Excellent. Okay. Some other messy things, but that's good. Okay, so yeah, you know, honestly, guys, I like the white better too. Wasn't sure if I would or not, but I think it helps the word pop a little bit better. So I kind of agree. All right, so this is our card for next week, and this is going to take us a while, right? So, and this here is, I have this heat embossed on here, but I'm thinking we might use stays on instead. So kind of be ready for both, but we're going to do this background today so that A, so you can learn the technique, and B, so we can allow that piece to dry instead of having to heat set it dry. Hey, and we're going to use a stencil. I do not teach this technique in my class, but actually this photo will be in there, but I teach a lot of other great techniques in that class. Okay, so let me grab, I don't even need my slots. I need the markers we're going to use, and I need my alcohol spray. Okay, so you don't have to use the stencil. If you have a different stencil, go for it. This is the On the Plus Side stencil. All right. And this is a piece of Yupo paper, Y-U-P-O. And I apparently have gunk on here. My Yupo paper is picking up. And see, look, I'm wiping it off with a rag. It's a kind of a plasticky paper. So this is the kind of paper that we do a lot of ink techniques on, alcohol ink. Just let me let that dry, get that junk off of there. Oh, see, now you need this because look at that beautiful coloring we're going to do on that next week. Oh, Cece, sign up for the challenge or for the giveaway. Maybe you'll win it. See, that would be awesome. And I know that you're overseas. If you win, we'll figure something out. Just sign up for the giveaway, okay? Okay, so gorgeous background, right? How did I do that? So I didn't use the re-inkers. I used the markers. So this is marker set A. And so that has in it sea glass, ocean waves, dusk, and desert night. Those are the colors. So what I did, I scribbled like so. Dusk. And ocean waves. And sea glass. That's all I did. All right, so that looks pretty cool, and it's actually dry already on the Yupo, but Yupo paper, you can reinvigorate it really easy with alcohol because it's not sinking into the paper at all. It's sitting on top of the paper. So watch the magic. I got to move this out of the way because I don't want it to get any spray on it. So see, it's starting to bubble up and move and get all those really cool colors. So I'm just spraying it with some alcohol. I'm just gonna, this is, in this little spray bottle is just isopropyl alcohol, 70%. You don't need to use blending solution or anything for that. This works perfect. Yes, Cece, you can do this with Copics. You can do this with any alcohol marker. So Spectrum Noir, Copics, Tonic, even the new ABTs by Tombow. That's it. Okay, so now that this is wet, I'm going to pop my stencil on here. All right, and what it's doing is it's like kind of grabbing up underneath, and it's going to start pooling inside some of these little plus signs. So let me grab this side. If I want to add a little bit more ink in some of these, I can. I don't have to be neat because I'm going to spray it again to get that to move around a little bit. All right, and what I'm going to recommend is that we actually let this sit until it dries instead of like lifting it and then heating it up. So when you go to clean your stencil, because it's going to end up with some of this on the back of it, you just need to spray it with some more alcohol again and then let it, and then just wipe it off. Okay. Yeah, so it's kind of nice to be able to do this with markers instead of, like you said, Becca, instead of with bottles of re-inkers. Although I will tell you, you really, really, really should get the re-inkers because a juicy marker is a happy marker, and you're going to get better blends if they are juicy. And you would be really surprised at how quickly, if you're coloring a lot especially, you'd be really surprised at how quickly these get a little too low on ink. So that's one of the things I'm going to be exploring this year, and I'm going to do a couple videos on re-inking your Altenew markers and when you should re-ink them and all those kinds of things. Okay, so this is sitting here. It's got, I'm going to lift this up just to show you kind of what's going to happen. See, it doesn't really want to lift up because there's still alcohol underneath that is holding it together. But if I lift it up, you can start to see that the pattern is on there, right? So the longer this stays down, the more defined the pattern is going to get because it's going to dry with this in place here. So I just want to do that and set it aside and let it dry. Probably take maybe about 30 minutes even. Just set it aside, let it dry. So if you are following along this month, take care of this sometime this week. Go ahead and rewatch the video, watch me do it. Pick out your favorite stencil, pick out some colors that you like. We're going to be using all the colors in the Artist Marker A set. So that is, these guys here are Green Fields. This is Ruby Red, Frosty Pink, Grapevine, and Coralberry. Don't ask me what family that is. I can never remember. And then this one here is Ocean Waves, Dusk, Sea Glass, and Desert Night. So this is, I think, Cool Summer. Oh no, this is Seashore, this set. I can never remember the reds. But we're going to use all of these next week for the coloring bit. And so now we can spend a lot of time doing our coloring next week. And then all we'll have to do on this piece is our sentiment stamping. And that'll be ready to go. Oh, good. Cece. Yeah, you've got a weekend project. Try this with some Yupo paper. You are going to have a blast doing this. You could even add in different colors if you wanted to like give it like a purple work. Thank you, Red Cosmos. So like if you wanted to add in some coral berry and mix it with the ocean waves, you would end up getting like a purpley color. Try all sorts of fun techniques with it. Okay, so there you go. Hey, and that brings us up to like a decent time. So this year I'm trying to keep us closer to 45 minutes. If we go to an hour, that's fine. But, you know, we're going to go through one project a week so that way I can really spend more quality time on a fun technique, teach you guys a few things along the way, and give you a really great project that you can try to make over the weekend. So do it. Grab your stuff and give it a try. If you don't have the set, the stamp set, try it with another stamp set. Try it with another embossing folder. The idea is the same, whether you're, you know, whether you have these items or not. You just need to find a stamp set that has a similar shape. So, you know, something that's got like a little sprig of flowers. You've got a larger sentiment here, and you've got a nice pattern background. You can apply that to a ton of different projects. So that's that. Okay, so reminders, guys. I've got links down below for all of the supplies we used today. If you're participating in this month's Stamp Focus, don't forget to get your stamp set so that way you can be working on these projects. and sign up for our virtual private workshop, our first one, which will be the last Wednesday of the month, and it's at 1 p.m. US Central Time. And if you can't actually make it, you can sign up for it anyway and watch the replay. And we'll just kind of see how that evolves. I might make it available after to those that just can't make the live time, or I might do a second time the following weekend. I'm not quite sure how that's all going to work out, but we're going to play it by ear and we're going to come up with a really great idea as we go. So there it is. That and that. Work on your UPO background for next week's class. And don't forget to sign up for all of the giveaways. I've got 3 giveaways going on. One for the Stamp Focus supplies for this month, plus the watercolors. Holy cow. And a seat at the class. I've got a giveaway going on for the new Altenew Academy class that starts later this month, so sign up for that. There is a giveaway that goes on with my monthly sketch challenge, which is open, and you can enter as many times as you want. So do all the things and be crafty and send your cards. I know people will enjoy getting them. Anyway, thanks a lot, everyone, for joining me today. I'm so glad to be back, and happy 2021, right? So I will see you guys next Thursday. If you ever have any questions, you can always pop them down in the discussion, or you can email me. I'm always here to help you guys out. So I will see you next Thursday, and you've seen the cards, so I hope you are going to enjoy all of the coloring that we're going to do. Have a crafty weekend, everybody, and stay safe. Bye.